Alright, so we're here with Wargame Red Dragon, gonna make a deck. I haven't done one of these in how long? Oof. I like doing these. I like Wargame Red Dragon, it's a very interesting game. Uh, Talking about games, sorry I haven't been recording Armored Warfare in a couple days, just because there's no controller support, and I've been trying to get controller to work with it. I mean, I got it to work pretty well with Pinnacle, but, my Pinnacle, it's a trial version, it's not the full version, so eventually it's gonna run out. There have been other people on the forums that asked for controller support, so I find that interesting. But today we're going to make a Norad deck. Support and range. Let's try a mechanized deck. Norad mechanized. Let's do this. Might have made this already, but who knows. Yeah. Alright. Let's see, what do we got? We got command. Why is command leopard more than the command M60? I'd wait take an M60 over a leopard. But yeah, let's just get a Canadian fob right now. Then we'll get this Canadian infantry squad. Now we need a vehicle command. I don't like tank commands because they're mainly a focus. So we might as well go with this thing? No. M557. Alright then, we'll go with that. And we're gonna go with 2 of these helicopter. That way we can have tons of supplies. Alright then. Riflemen. We have Canadian Airborne. Which they only come in helicopters. We can have Canadian Riflemen, regular, or U.S. Riflemen. I shouldn't say regular. Let's see here. So we have, we have a lot of infantry spots. So we can take a lot of infantry. Rifle bin 90. The only difference here is the AT-4 or the Law. Heat rocket. I'll go with the U. We'll go with 2 veteran U, so that we can get the most out of our infantry. Now, for more spammable, we'll go with 2 hardened of U. Should we get a Canadian Airborne? I think we should, but regular Canadian. We'll get 3 Canadian Airbornes. Yeah, lots of Canadian Airbornes here. Engineer. Flamethrowers? No, I'd rather have the flash. Do I want that? Is that good? Yeah, it seems good. No commando units. So we got lots of infantry. Good vehicle support with the Bradley and the TH-495. It's like the Bradley, pretty much, right? It's like the Bradley without tow missiles, basically, and a little bit worse armor. Ooh, for support. Alright then. Well, gotta get the ADATs. Always good. 2 things of 6, that's 12. That's good anti-air. PVADs, no. You're going to go with 2 things of regular trained M110s for artillery. Because if you take 2 trained, that's 6 of them. That's pretty good. Plus these have a very big splat HE power of 10. So, and now I guess we should take the marksman. 1 Centurion marksman. Alright, a lot of tanks to choose from. What do we need? We need a light tank, a medium, and a heavy. That's how I'm setting this up. Or, since we have 5, No, we're not gonna get Centurion. We got a Leopard C2. Sheridan. Sheridan's always good to take. That was a bit weird. Starship? M1A1 Abrams. Oof. Super M60. Leopard C2 Maxus. Yeah, too much to choose from here. I'm not gonna go with the M8 AGS. I mean, because it's not amphibious, which is why I like the Sheridan more. So we are going to take 2 things of Sheridans. We need a medium-ish tank, which I think we're gonna go, well, no. We're not gonna go with any Sheridans. We're gonna go with 2 starships. 1 thing of Leopard C2 Maxus. And we'll go with 2 M1 Abrams. This way we have. Now I'm not gonna. This is our infantry support tank. This is our patch a hole tank, and then these are gonna be our heavy. Our heavy, basically. It's kind of lopsided because we have it should be fun. We should be fine. Now for scouts. Well, we gotta go with the Sheridan scout. We might as well take 2 trained of them. They have 12. It's always good. Gonna take you and Super Dragon, so we have a lot of Then we'll take let's scout infantry. And just for a little cheap scout vehicle, do we need a helicopter? Now let's not take it. We're not gonna take a helicopter. All right. Down to vehicles. Lots of vehicles to choose from here. And we have lots of room, so we only have 5 points. Let's take away an Abrams. I don't think we actually need that many Abrams. Vehicles. Alright, alright. Well, we don't need you because we have the Starship. Chimera, I don't feel we need. Cougar. Maybe. We'll take 2 Cougars. What else we got here? Could take a combat. I don't feel that's useful. No. We'll take 2 Ontos. We need some anti-tank guided missiles. LAV 2s are good. Take 1 of you in veteran. Take the M48 Zippos, yeah. Take 2 of you. Oh, we'll need a helicopter. I know that. Ten trained heavy hogs. Air. Corsair's a napalm bomber. Yeah, let's take a Corsair. And now I can put more stuff in Navy. What do we need? There's tank destroyers. Bring in some ferrets. Why not? And we'll bring in, infantry. Oh, sorry, that's a phone. I'll bring in some light riflemen. Alright, sorry about that. But, should we take a ship? Oh yeah, we're gonna need one ship. I'm not really into naval battles, so it's all about that monitor Zippo. 10 hardened. This way we can support our marine, or our infantry. Now I'll go back through everything. Alright, and how to use it. Well, let's start with the fob. You know the fob. Put it where you can easily get to it, but where the enemies cannot easily get to it. You got our command squad. Put them in buildings, put them where you can't put your command vehicle. Now, since we didn't take any cargo trucks, we just took cargo helicopters. You have a lot of room in here. A lot of supplies. 2,500. It's pretty good. I mean, a fob is 16,000, but these are still pretty good. Your infantry. You got a lot of riflemen. All right. You're gonna be good in woods and towns. That's where these riflemen are good at. You know. Plus the Bradley. These guys have you have 18-4s, which have 19 penetration, so they'll be able to take out basically almost every tank in the game, except for the highest point ones with 20 plus armor. And that's where you bring in the Bradley. The Bradley, with its Tau 2 missile, has 25 AP power. That is tough enough to get through every tank in the game. There is not one with more than that armor. The highest is 23, and that's on the Challenger 2. At least from my knowledge from before. So, with your Canadian guys, these ones are a little bit more dispensable, because they're a little cheaper. And the vehicle doesn't have... They don't have as good AP power. 16 is still good. I mean, it's good enough to get through a lot of tanks and other vehicles, but their vehicle is not as good as the Bradley. This THQ 495. It has a pretty good autocannon, so I'm gonna mainly say these are your more town guys. Or no, these guys are better at woods. This is more of your woods. These are more your towns, because the range on in open fields these guys are better at. Because look at the range on their C6 LMG. Oh no, wait, they have less range, but they have a lot more accuracy. So I don't know what I'm talking about. Then you have your Canadian Airborne. These are gonna be your more special trained guys. I went with these instead of the Canadian Airborne 90 because of even though they have a worse Carl Gustav, it's only 2 worse. And the range doesn't really matter that much. I mean, but I like the rifle more. It's got better accuracy, even though they have a worse stabilizer, but it has more suppression. And suppression's better for shock troops. That's what you want. And then, you know, the Carl Gustav here doesn't really matter that much. I mean, 10 rounds per minute, 18, 20. Doesn't really matter. See, and then you have the light machine gun. These are both CQC light machine guns, but this one has higher accuracy, right? And it has a better stabilizer. And these guys are going to be on the move more, because they're shock. That means you keep them moving. So the better stabilizer is better. Plus, look at the suppression. Like I said, suppression is the best thing for shock troops. Even though the rate of fire is a lot less, you have a lot higher suppression. And then you have your assault engineers in the Flash with their Flash napalm rocket launcher. It's basically a box. It's a 4-barreled box. Very neat weapon. I'm not sure if they use that anymore. Now for your support, you have your ADATs. ADATs is amazing. Why? Because it's anti-tank. It's air defense anti-tank. That's what it mainly stands for. You can shoot at you can shoot at planes. Amazing range versus helicopters. And good range versus tanks. And it's not a radar guided, so these won't be shot down by anti-radar planes. And look at that AP power, 25. You can get through anything with that. Their HE power is not that great, so it's going to take 2 missiles to shoot down planes, but you can take a lot of them. Now your M110s. A lot of people would probably take the M109 because it has a faster... a lot of people would probably take the M109A2 more, or the M109A2 RCHA, because they like those better. But I feel the M110, especially the M110A2, can do everything, and everything better. It might not have that fast a rate of fire of only 2, but I like my artillery to be able to do everything, because your artillery plays a very big role in this game. This artillery can counter battery, it can knock out tanks, it can do devastating things versus infantry with its 10 AG power. I mean, if you're lucky, you can hit a ship with this thing and it will do damage. A large amount of damage. It's the 203mm gun. I'm pretty sure it's 203 millimeters because it was measured in inches, so when they converted it to millimeters, that's why you don't have a 5 at the end or a 0. Now, your Centurion Marksman, it's not as good as the other marksmans, but it's still good. It's going to be your main radar AA. Pair this up with your ADATs. Make them come in. Basically, this is going to be bait. This is a bait. Right? It's still going to shoot down planes, that non-anti-radar planes, but you pair these up with your ADATs. Now, they'll come in here looking for an easy kill, easy points on your radar, anti-radar, with their anti-radar missiles. But you pair them up with these, since their anti-radar missiles won't affect them. They'll come in, do a drive-by. This will start shooting at them. It will die fairly quickly, but you'll put 2 of these with them, and those missiles should kill that plane that came in to kill your marksman here. Whew, now your tanks. Now I'm gonna explain why I went with these. I went with the Starship, even though it's pretty bad. It has a terrible stabilizer, terrible accuracy. The reason I went with it is because it has pretty good front armor of 10. I mean, it's not great. I mean, probably should have went with the MBT-70, but you can only have a limited number of MBT-70s. Why I went with the Starship is because you can take multiple of them. You can take you can put them anywhere. And because they have the this is a very unique weapon. The 152mm. Since it can also launch anti-tank missiles. I mean, they're not very good anti-tank missiles. They're just the shillelagh. But because you can take so many, you can put them anywhere. They're dispensable, more or less. But they're a dispensable tank that has a lot of power. I mean, AP power 11 is not that great, and HE power 4 is not that great either. But they're definitely heavy hitting. So look at that suppression. 175 is pretty good. Now for the Leopard C2 Mexus, you have pretty good armor here on a very fast vehicle. It's got good armor, good gun, good penetration, good everything. Now for your Abrams, this is when you actually need a heavy tank. Or heavier tank. They're all main battle tanks here, but the Abrams has its Chobam armor. It's got the 120mm gun. This is for your tank-on-tank fighting. Your recon here. You got your Sheridan. Sheridan's a great vehicle, right? It's fast, it's amphibious, it's got a great, interesting 152mm, same as the one on the Starship. And the reason why I didn't take them in here is because, for me, these are your fighting tanks, right? your Sheridan's not going to be fighting against main battle tanks, or it shouldn't. So, Sheridan's a recon vehicle. It's made to flank and stuff. So, why wouldn't you take one? Because this one also has the better Shillelagh missiles. They're more accurate at 40%, and they're 16. Plus, this has a very good view range, which means you can use this as a spot. So, you have, the gun, the 152mm gun, the Shillelagh missile, and the Browning, in an amphibious platform. It's got no armor because it's made of aluminum. That's how it's made to float. But see, and then you have your cavalry scouts. Now these cavalry scouts are great. Why? Because they have tons of anti-tank missiles. They don't have a light machine gun, but you're fine. You got very good optics, also good. And see they have this M47 Dragon 2 ATGM, which is pretty good. I mean, great for killing older tanks, older main battle tanks, heavy transports. And it's got pretty good range of 1,575. Plus, your vehicle also comes with M47 Dragons. See, it doesn't come with the 2, it comes with the regular one. If you look, it has a farther range, which means you have tons of missiles here. Tons of anti-tank missiles. And then, for a cheap dispensable recon that you just need to send in, you got the Ferret here. Ferret Mark 1. This one doesn't have a turret. It's a pretty interesting little vehicle. It's got no armor. It's very fast. 95 off-road. Good stuff. And, it's just a simple armored car. Now your vehicles. Well, I still have 3 points. What did I do? Wow, I still have 3 points. I didn't even recognize. Well, if we have 3 points, I might be able to take the Taylor Cobra and, Alright. Well, we went on that already, so let's go on to vehicles. So, I didn't realize I left that many points. But, here, we'll go on to vehicles. Your Cougar. Cougar's an interesting vehicle also. It's a Piranha 6x6 chassis. It's like the LAV with the British Scorpion light tanks gun and turret. Now, the gun on the Scorpion, this gun, it's not a regular gun. It only fires HE and HESH ammunition. So it's sort of like a howitzer. It's got 10 AP power with I'm guessing that's with the HESH shells. It says heat, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be HESH. HESH is an interesting round. It's basically high C4 loaded into a round. Basically, it's high explosive plastic rounds made to cause a shockwave in the enemy vehicles. Now these are fast. Move them up with the infantry, give them some support. Then you got your Ontos. Your Ontos it's a beast. You got a 6-barreled tank destroyer here. 6 barrels. They might only be recoilless rifles, but you got 6 of them. Vehicle has no armor, but it's very small. So it's pretty good Oh, I shouldn't say that. It's hard to hit. Great fire support. Great at taking out a lot of tanks with its 15 AP power. And you got a lot of them, so. Next, you got the LAV-3 Tua. This is your wheeled anti-tank. 25 AP power. Very good accuracy of 70%. And great range on its anti-tank missiles. So, you can take out a lot of tanks with this. Then you got your M67A1 Zippo, your napalm tank. Use this in towns, in forests, where you need to support your infantry. It will work very well with your engineers. Because your engineers also have napalm. They might not be they aren't the It's not a flamethrower, but they do have a napalm rocket. And then you got more missiles with the M113 Tua. So you got your tracked, or your wheeled, and then your tracked here. Your helicopter. Well, I don't use helicopters that much. When I do, I like them to have a lot of rockets. And that's what the Heavy Hog has. Lots of rockets and a 40mm grenade launcher. So, it's pretty good. And we also got our AH-1S Cobra, which it has tons of rockets. So, lots of rockets here. Air. You got your Corsair. It's a funny looking plane with a big mouth on the bottom. But we're just using this to lay down more napalm. I don't like planes because they get shot down too easily. Like I showed you with the tricks that you can use with the ADATs and the marksmen. Then for Navy, you bring in more scouts, you bring in more riflemen, and you bring in... I don't like doing naval battles. I just don't like them. I find them to be more or less pointless, but you have your Monitor Zippo here for coastal river support. That's the thing. That's what this is supposed to be used with. It's got exceptional optics, so you can use this to scout. You know, just move it around, start napalm and stuff. You got a 40mm Bofors cannon, can lay down some firepower. So yeah, that's our Norad deck. Pretty balanced deck of you can do everything. You got great infantry, great artillery and support, amazing tanks. I probably should take another M60, but like the M60 Rise Pen or the M60A3. But I feel my choices were very good. You got great scouts, great vehicles that can do anything. Great, you can choose better helicopter. You can go with the other. More anti-tank helicopter. But I felt that because we have so much anti-tank in recon in basically everything, we don't need a helicopter like this. I don't see the point in something like that. But this isn't a definitive deck guide. I'm not telling you this is how you exactly have to build your deck. It's just supposed to be a guide on how to use some of the stuff. That's gonna be it. So that's our deck. Hope you like it. If you have any critical responses of what I should change out, you don't like the starship, you don't like the starship, don't like some of my vehicles, tell me. It's just how I play, so I built the deck around that. Goodbye and see you in another video.